Welcome to the Full Thrive YouTube channel. Today I was talking to the copywriters in my group about how to help a client get really crystal clear on who their ideal customer is. See, the client wants to talk about their solution, but what you really need to get to the heart of is the problem they're solving. And as a copywriter, that's your job to help your client get clarity. If you want to know the tips and tricks I use to help my clients find clarity, get ready, it's coming up. In the process of helping a client get some clarity, as well as helping you get some clarity on what you're going to write, you want to be able to identify who you're talking to. You want to be able to identify or understand the goal of the client. And I like to say that we basically begin with the end in mind. So before we jump into writing anything, I always like to help my clients really move all the way to the end of the project, and then we work our way back. And I'm going to show you how to do that in a series of steps as we start with the first one, which is called identify. Let's jump into it. So when a client has a product, a service, a solution, whatever they want to be talking about in their copy, you need to understand that there are two or more, but at least two sides to every product and service and solution. Your client, your client might have a brilliant offer and they have a new, innovative product. They have a service that they're so excited to put into the world. They are focused on the solution side of the equation, as they should be. The problem here is that they can't also be focused on the problem their potential clients are facing. So when I talk to clients about this, when I'm doing real calls with people, I want to reassure them. And I also want to clarify my role as a copywriter, because I like to stroke their ego maybe just a little bit and say, Mr. Client, you should be focused on the solution. You have got a brilliant idea. I want you spending all this time thinking about how you're going to help them. What are the benefits? What are the features? How can they use it? But it's very difficult to write your own copy, to put yourself in the shoes of your potential customer. It's a different mindset. It's a different thinking. And so hiring a copywriter allows you to have somebody that's advocating or sitting as if they were your ideal customer so that they can see it from the other side of the screen, other side of the email, other side of social media. So as you are getting better at selling yourself as a copywriter, you want to be able to let them know that you bring in a fresh set of eyes, that they can stay in their, their zone of genius, their sweet spot in thinking about the solution, and that they can trust that the copywriter, you, are going to help them really understand how to translate this to the other side. So there's always two sides of the problem. But if you only focus on the solution, you're never going to connect with a customer on an emotional level. That is why I can see when clients have done their own copywriting, it's all details, it's all facts, it's all me, I, our, we. They talk about themselves, or they jump right to their solution, right to their software, right to their service, right? They jumped to it because that's all they want to talk about, which is exciting. But they miss the emotional connection of stirring up the pain in their potential reader or connecting with them on an empathetic level. So that's why it's so important to also connect on an emotional level, because that's where people make their decisions. People make decisions based on emotion. You do. I do. Yes, we might do our research. Yes, we need to see the facts. But in the end, we make decisions based on emotion. So let's talk about why this is important. As I said, it's really hard to be on both the problem and the solution side. A client needs to have an advocate so that they can write words that resonate with the person who's basically ultimately handing over their time, their money, their attention. They need to sit in the seat. A copywriter sits in the seat of your ideal customer, of your client's ideal customer. And you want to tell them that. Guys, this is, not only am I teaching you a framework, but I am also teaching you how to sell yourself, because everything we do inside the process, inside the framework, you want to be able to tell a potential client before they get into the framework. Trust me, they will choose you because you have a framework and they understand what they're going to be going through. And so when you say, hi, I'm a copywriter, but I advocate for your ideal customer. I sit on the other side of the screen to make sure it makes sense to them. Clients love that. Clients need that. So I talked about, paying money or paying attention, but did you know there's more currencies than just money? Not every client is just looking to make more money or revenue. They might also be looking for followers, attention, loyalty, brand awareness, shares, feedback. So we need to know this. Your client needs to know that. In fact, they might not even know what they are looking for. You're not going to know this until you clearly identify who is the ideal client, meaning who is your client's customer, your client's client. We've got to understand who that is and what's important to them to make a decision to move forward. That is the heart of stage 1 of copywriting. Who are we speaking to? What's important to them? And what do they need to know to move forward? Guys, do you understand how powerful that is to know that information before you write the words that person is going to read? This is way more than writing. This is literally human psychology, decision-making, behaviors. If you can clearly identify who you're speaking to in your website, sales page, email, social media, lead magnets, if you can identify who you're speaking to, you're going to have a better shot at writing words that matter to them. That's why we don't write to everybody. That's why we can't include everything the client does and everyone they're trying to reach. It's your job as the copywriter to help them identify this and then narrow it down so that we're only speaking to one or maybe 2 different audiences. Ultimately, you want to write copy that zeroes in on the right audience. And you can't do that if you're not clear from the very start. Hey, I hope you found that valuable. Listen, that's just a tiny little piece of what I teach copywriters when it comes to leveling up and creating a proven process. Professionals get paid more when they have a process. I teach an intensive called Think Like a Copywriter, and that's where that training comes from. Think Like a Copywriter really helps you not only with the framework of a process, the mindset of how to think strategically, understand sales psychology, and work with clients, but in my program, I actually help you lead a client through the process. I have client recordings so that you can see what it's like when I work one-on-one with a client. You'll also get templates, you'll get agendas, you'll get all the things you need to be able to turn up on Monday feeling like a professional copywriter. If that's you, look for the link below, get your name on the wait list. We're only opening up 25 more spots for Think Like a Copywriter.